Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you to your favorite show. As I always say, the one show that lights up your Wednesday night, because there's no show like NTV MEN. Now, our Twitter handle is on fire. It is NTV MEN UG. Follow us and let's get this discussion going. Now, tonight, we're going to be talking about something that has kind of like, it's a wave. It comes and it goes. It comes and it goes. And we're talking about people who post their nudes. Pictures, for that matter. Now, we're here with a very beautiful lady. Brenda, welcome to the show. Not that you have done it before, but we want to just interrogate. The two gentlemen over there, we know where they stand.
Very eager.
Very eager.
Very eager.
He's eager because he thinks he's going to get nudes to see, but...
No. Me, I don't want nudes.
But I need to ask, from a lady's perspective, before we hear from the gents.
Okay. From the guys who have received them.
Yes. Before we talk about the whole leaking thing, why would a lady just take pictures of herself? Why doesn't she just look at herself in the mirror and appreciate it?
First of all, I think it's empowering. Even just looking at yourself in the mirror, you look beautiful, you love what you see, so you decide to take a very nice, sexy picture for yourself.
Naked.
And if you love someone,
Yeah.
and you feel like this person cares about you and loves you, you can send them a picture.
How about that person comes and sees you in person, rather than sending them a picture?
I think that's an option.
Yeah.
Like, there's an option of taking the picture, and there's an option of seeing each other. However, I think it's a modern way of expressing, affection, sexuality. So people, us ladies, we take pictures for different reasons.
Yeah.
Regarding the nudity of those pictures is also another whole different reason.
What is the reason for that?
I mean, I don't know, but I think everyone enjoys the freedom that comes with being nude, even the men, So maybe some women just love to see themselves, naked. However, I don't think that you should send to just anyone. And you shouldn't show your face.
What is the criteria?
So I'm not against women who are empowered and feel sexy and they want to take, beautiful pictures of themselves. But I also think we need to learn from what has been happening. Yeah. During our parents' times, there's no technology, there's no smartphone.
But you could take pictures. Only
but
that
you couldn't. Remember, you had to stop the camera guy on the road, and then so you couldn't undress. So technology, smartphones, it has brought a certain kind of empowerment, a certain kind of exposure, and you feel, you feel like a celebrity in your bedroom, in your bathroom.
I want to ask her a question. And she said something very interesting, and I found myself talking about this. Why is it that women, when they talk about empowerment, nakedness, that is that always comes up. Like most of the women that the so-called empowered,
have a naked thing going on.
They have a naked thing going on.
I'll answer that. I think there's a point in time where women's sexuality was confined to a certain criteria set by men. In a society where men were in charge, women were supposed to put on a certain way. Don't put on short things, don't put on trousers, keep your hair a certain way, There are like all these rules. I think we've seen the British women, the olden days British women who had to keep putting on the metal inside and you have a big dress. And now we come to an era where you're free to do whatever you want. You're free to put on anything you want. So I think women have just missed the whole idea of just expressing themselves for a very long time. And now this is a chance for them to express in whatever way they want, even if it means, putting on a patra and a bra, going to the beach.
I love that she's taking it this way. I don't understand when women don't want to be objectified. You don't want to be treated like a stripper, but dressing like a stripper.
Okay, I'll tell you what, before we get to that.
I don't understand that logic.
Before we get to that, because that's a whole
different topic.
You've gone to another episode.
Yes.
It's a very thin line.
You are a social media guru, all right?
Yeah.
Now, what is the thinking of a guy who decides to leak pictures. Clearly, he is trying to hurt the woman.
The thinking of that guy is very vile, very, very cynical, very vile, very. You know, these people who are dead in their hearts, yeah? Just because you can't get someone, you decide that no one else can get her, you know. So you decide to post all these things that she gave you. I mean, just picture a moment right now, Jalo. All of us, even those that are watching, you're seated, you're in your sitting room, your bedroom, your whatever, you get a notification, you get your phone and you look at it, and you see your own naked self. Yeah, and it's going to hit you right then that, oh my God, someone has done something bad, like just like that. Yeah, because I gave you this picture in confidence. I trusted you. Yeah, I had consent, yes, but I did not give you consent to give it out. There's so many things that happen under the shield of trust. Yeah, there's attorney-client privilege. There's that as well.
There's nothing.
So that's
like
how.
that.
Listen. So
The
that's
rule
how.
of the jungle, my
Listen,
friend.
so that's how. I mean, but Jalo, of course, you and your special person at home, you talk about things that if someone outside here heard, they'd be like, "What, Jalo?"
We talk about we do things in
And
a
you
3D,
talk about
in
those
a 3D,
things, yes, but
in
you
a
talk
3D.
about
we
those
don't
things
share. Listen,
because you trust her. You're not going to come and tell me the same things. I'll look at you a different way. But because you trust this person, you're going to give them your all. Yeah.
guys, come on.
And-
And let me just go on for a bit. So this guy comes, he's frustrated, he has nothing else to do. The girl is gone. He feels like, oh my God, I need to do something. And in a man's head, in his head at that point in time, he thinks it's revenge. But it's not revenge, because you see, revenge is an eye for an eye, not an eye for a building. You do something bad, I do something bad.
But when it comes to the issue of comparison, you don't know what this lady has done to this guy.
I don't know what the lady has
Peter.
done, but there's nothing you're going to justify for breaking
me-
down someone's
Can I
Can I
say
chip in?
something before the
to the,
interject? Let me
the
just.
smallest bit, just
Okay.
because you're not happy with them.
You know-
There's
you know-
nothing you're going to say that's
you know-
going to justify that.
I'll say this: trust is overrated when it comes to certain things. You know the statement, like, once it's out there, things that are, in the tech world, once it's out there, it is out there.
Yeah, you can't take it back.
As in, you cannot take it back. Any guy that is, any person that is, tech savvy can get that picture. Trust is overrated. What would make someone, I love that she said that if you take these pictures, take them in a certain way. What would make,
Because of land, we've
But
seen.
then
Let me tell you-
there's a contradiction there. and I'll tell
so
you-
let me chip in, yeah?
I'll tell you why,
From-
just before you chip in, because
Okay.
you need to clarify.
Yeah,
You say-
that's what I want to even
Yes,
clarify from
you're
them.
saying you take them in a certain way. You don't put your face in and stuff like that.
That's if you're going to send to someone else.
Yes.
But I want to clarify
But
on
just hold on.
nudity.
Then, but why
and-
are you then sharing them with somebody you don't trust? Because clearly, by the time you can't put your face in that, that's kind of like your security.
Because we have to learn from history. However, let me explain something. When the show started, you asked me, why do girls like to take, or women like to take, nude pictures? Now, for me, I explained why women would love to take nude pictures. However, why revenge porn occurs is a whole different scenario. Because I don't see what's wrong with a lady taking her own pictures, even if she's not going to share them. We all do, I'm telling you, okay, we'll do it. Maybe in a bra, maybe in a nika, but you'll see yourself and you love, maybe you've been working out, you love what you see, and you'll take a picture. Now, the
Then your
issue
phone
of
gets
revenge
stolen.
porn, no, I mean, some of those things are out of your control. And that's where, people start hashtags of we are standing with so and so, because they start to think about all
people
these
will start these
things.
hashtags, but the
But the
reality
issue of
is that,
revenge porn is different, Jaluo.
at the end of the day, no one cares about the person who sent it. Even if there are cyber laws that have been put in place to tackle this. At the end of
don't
the
know if our
day, your
policies
picture is out
There,
there.
you can't
It
take
will,
it back. You
it will
cannot
never
take
be
it
taken
back,
back. I
right.
remember
Yeah.
when I was in campus. I remember when I was in campus. There was
It's-
there was a lady that was next door, and there was a time where we had campus and her video leaked. I met that lady recently, and the first thing that came to my mind was
The video.
the video. Whether you like it or not, society does not remember the perpetrator. Society will always remember you. It is you. Your picture is the one which is out there.
And,
Could
you
So
that
you
see,
need to.
and that
Could
that
that
is
be
what the
caused by
perpetrator
the-
wants. This is
I
what
think-
you're not
You know,
getting.
people
That
need to
is
be-
what the perpetrator wants. This guy wants to ruin you. He wants everyone that looks at you to
Yeah.
think about that. They want. This is what I'm going to
But
leak your
if our
pictures.
laws
I'm
were
going to leak
strong
your
enough,
pictures with this
I
thing
think
of
perpetrators would
everywhere
also
you
be
go.
out there, but
Yeah.
we don't have enough policy to punish people who are
But you see, the
practicing
thing is,
revenge
So
porn.
we know we don't have strong enough
A
policies.
good cyber
How
policy
are
for
you
yeah.
protecting yourself as a woman?
And that is why I said, if ladies, if you want to take pictures of yourselves and you want to share them with men that you're in love with and you trust them,
Men like
do it, but
Jaluo.
learn
Trust is
from the past.
overrated,
Like
my
learn from the
friend.
It's
past.
not overrated.
Okay,
Trust is
have you
overrated.
not,
It is
do you know
not
how many,
overrated.
let me ask you something, guys. Do you know how many nude pictures are out there of women's, private parts, but without faces, and they're moving around different WhatsApp groups?
Ask Faisal.
How come they don't,
Faisal might know.
how come you don't make noise about those? It's only when you notice, oh, there's a face to this picture,
Yeah.
that it becomes a big deal. That's what I'm saying. Well, we don't have to change the game. It's love, guys. Like you don't play that game in any different way. You follow your heart. So if you feel like this is what works for my man, if I love my man and he asks me for a good photo, I'll take
Don't
it.
send him.
However,
Tell them to
don't
come and see the
send-
3D.
No, you
Me?
can send him, but don't send him. What about people in long distance relationships? How do they handle?
But these
Don't
ones are
send
not
your
in long
face. Start
distance.
to.
They're
Some
like-
are.
I mean, how would you know? We've never seen a perpetrator being put
Let
out
me-
there.
let me-
Even
let
if
me
you're
try
not
and
in a
explain
long
this.
distance
Let me try and
relationship,
explain
in
this.
a- in a relationship, you trust this fool.
Yes, you
Okay.
trust
At
him,
that
you
point in
understand.
time,
Okay.
this fool, sometimes
Peter.
people even have children involved. They have
Yeah.
so many things. You have businesses together. You trust this fool. So in your head, you feel like, Shh, if I send this fool my picture, he's going to be G with it.
Yeah,
What happens?
but
And they
Things
take
go bad.
advantage. They
the
take
fool,
advantage of your
the fool puts
celebrity
out your
status
picture,
most
and I feel
times.
like even by the time we are asking questions like, why should women take pictures, naked pictures of themselves? The fools have won. Because that's
Yeah.
what they want you to think. They want
Yeah.
you
Who's
to
the
question.
fool here? You know,
They
you're-
want
let me
But
give
he's,
them.
Stefan has asked a very critical question.
Yeah.
It's very easy to call the person who is leaking the pictures a fool. But who armed him? Who gave him the ammunition?
You gave him the ammunition. That guy is not a fool.
No.
Let me tell you
I
what.
did not give you consent to give out the picture.
let
I
me-
think
I did not
everyone
give
is
you. When I
forgetting
give you
that
bullets, I'm not telling you go kill
Consent
people.
is that picture. Let me
no,
tell you what.
consent.
Let's
Read
stick
me,
to
Jaluo.
love.
Let me-
Eh,
let me-
Let's stick
let me-
to love.
Guys, let
Let me
him
take
talk.
it back to. Let me take it back to high school. I remember when we'd go for SOSH, go for all these things. Maybe someone has sent you a letter back in the day. I don't know. I don't know which time you guys grew up in, but I remember prep time. Men love sharing. If your letter was interesting, it would be passed from the first desk to the last desk.
Yeah.
Things have not changed. Don't be that trustworthy. You're sending yourself naked. I just tell, and it's, I find it very weird that they're actually men who stand in front of mirrors and take pictures of their junks. It's just dumb.
Man, Jaluo, if you don't love your body,
No,
you
it's
don't-
not about
you don't
loving my
think-
body.
you don't
I love
think
my body.
everyone
I don't
is
need to
like,
take
you do not
pictures.
think everyone looks
I don't
at
need
their
to take
body the way you
pictures.
look at
No,
yours.
Carl.
but
It's
you
different.
See, really, there are certain pictures which.
No.
Where is it
By the way,
going?
Peter,
Faisal,
no, let me
you're
hit
taking
on
a
what he's
picture.
saying. Let me
There
hit
are
on what
so
he's
many
saying
men out there
about,
sending these things.
That's what I'm saying. But why?
Yeah.
It doesn't
and let me
make
hit on what
sense.
he's
It's a
saying
love
about
language.
trust being overrated. Let me tell you something. Jalu, we are all here right now.
I trust myself.
We are all not home because we trust that the padlock at home is keeping the place safe.
But you might reach home
Your
and it's,
trust is on that padlock. You're going to
But
buy
you don't
a
have a choice.
50-inch screen.
You don't
You're
have
going
a
to-
choice,
Yes,
right?
exactly. But listen to me. You're going to buy a 50-inch screen, put it in the sitting room, and put a padlock of 50K. So when a thief comes and robs you, the police is not going to come and tell you, you armed the thief.
Yes.
You're the one who
Now,
bought
Thank
the
we do have to
TV.
get, we do
Thank
have to get
you.
That's
into a
not how
break.
it works.
However, Faisal, something to think about.
My
Have you
God.
heard the saying that says opportunity creates a thief? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break here at Inspire Africa Coffee, enjoying a nice warm cup of coffee tonight. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. In case you've just joined us, we're here at Inspire Africa Coffee, enjoying a nice hot cup of coffee. Don't forget, we want to hear from you. Our Twitter handle is NTV MEN UG. Let's get the conversation going. Now, the whole nude thing. I mean, why should you? I know it's your life. You can do whatever you want with it, but
It's not your life.
the internet doesn't
Belongs to the
forget.
government.
Yeah.
It's not your life.
The internet doesn't forget.
The internet
So,
doesn't
The
forget.
question is, I mean, why do you do that? But anyway, let's get also into the mind of this person who practices revenge porn. So you're angry. Okay? Maybe it's a good thing that the person does that and does not kill someone.
No.
No, let me say
That would
something.
be
You know,
worse.
when I say that trust is overrated, I'm saying, as in what I mean, it's tentative. Like with time, it fades.
Yeah.
It fades, and you know, like you said, you armed this guy with ammunition.
Yeah.
It has faded. Maybe you guys, you know, maybe the woman has taken something from you. Most of these guys, I want to be in this guy's brains when they do this. Most of these guys are thinking this is something small. You know, and at the end of the day,
I don't think so.
No
He
one,
knows
no
what
one
he's doing.
really,
Jalu,
no one really
Jalu.
thinks
Jalu.
about the person that sent the nudes. The other day, some nudes leaked, and people, their hashtags that came out after that, stand with this individual. But do we really care? Like, honestly.
Let me just-
food for thought also. There are some people who leak their own news to gain popularity.
That's a different case, but I'll tell you something. Times have changed. The way, even for parenting, the way you used to parent or raise your children in a certain time, maybe authoritative parenting, was different from how we are raising children right now. Right now, you have to be friends with your children, yeah? So same thing for relationships. Relationships those days cannot be the same as relationships with modern technology. Let me tell you, if your man, a man you've been dating or you're in love with, asks for nudes, and you don't send them to him, he's going to get them somewhere else because
No,
anyone
no,
else is
no,
willing
no,
to.
no,
No,
no.
let me give it. I'm
No,
still talking. I'm talking
she's
about,
right.
and please bear in mind, I'm talking about people who are in relationships and with, you know, and you trust yourself and yourselves and you love yourselves. He'll get them anywhere else,
But the
Jalu.
truth is
and
this.
the truth is, most
Let her
women
finish.
are
Let her finish.
willing to, you know, risk it all for the men they love. And for me, I see no problem with that kind of love because it's our kind of love in this
Everything you've said
generation.
is true.
My only
but the-
issue now
Let her
is
finish.
from
Jeez.
the recent stories and events that have happened, you know, on social media. The fact that we've seen so many, especially celebrity nudes leak, we then have to learn and change our approach. But does that mean you stop sending nudes or interacting with your
I'm not
man?
telling you to stop
No,
sending
Stefan,
nudes.
just
I'm
one
telling you-
second.
I'm
Change the
giving
way
you a
you're
fact.
doing
I'm
it.
giving you a fact.
Stefan, just 1 second before you go there.
Okay.
Can I kindly just interject over there? At the end of the day, a man who is threatening you and telling you if you don't send him nudes or he's going to get them from somewhere else,
No,
he's
he
still
doesn't
going to
need-
get them from somewhere
He-
else.
Not
Okay.
one who threatens you. By
No,
the
but
way,
you're saying if you don't
a
send
man
them
who
to
loves
him-
it. No, that is an internal fear that most women have. They are going to say, "This is my
If you have the
man.
fear, why are you
I
sending
love him, and I don't want him looking for." It's like a man coming back home and you deny him sex if you're married. What do you expect?
That is
Honestly,
very
if your man, if you went back home and I told you I'm not
I'm
giving you
out
anything
of that
today and we are married, what are you going to do? What's the next step? So you don't need
You
to tell.
sleep.
You don't need
I
to.
love
Yes,
my
you
woman.
nice, you
You
sleep,
sleep.
and then you look for another solution
No,
without
no,
involving the
no,
woman.
no, no.
Because
Play
you're going
with
to.
yourself.
So that's the same thing. You don't need to tell me, oh, if you don't send, I'll get them somewhere else. No, but I'm going to think about it. I'm going to say, honestly, I love my man. He's far away. He's been sent to Captura or wherever to work. We've not seen each other for months. I miss
Men
him.
in
I want us to,
You know, I need
text-
women to
text.
start
It's
trusting
called
themselves.
It's called
Send
sexting.
that man.
Yes, sexting.
Send that man pictures, but send them with yourself in mind, with your.
So we're on the same page.
Listen,
Change the approach, but keep sending the pictures.
I'm actually saying on different platforms. These people that are leaking these pictures are spoiling it, spoiling it, for men like me. What I'm saying is this: listen, send these pictures, but have yourself at mind.
That's true.
Like at the end of the day, no one cares. We
Yeah.
want to stand with this woman. No one cares about these people that send these pictures. Your picture will remain. It is there.
Yeah.
Even
So Jalo, how should we care about these people? Because I mean, it's a crime. It's being committed.
Yeah.
People's careers
And
we
are
don't,
being
it's
we
illegal.
don't know
Is it a
It
crime?
is,
not a
yeah.
crime.
It is a crime.
Revenge
Actually,
porn
in
is
some
act-
countries, they arrest you.
In
In this
America,
country,
but
40
it's
out
still
of
a
50
two-year jail
states
term.
Yeah.
actually have a
They arrest you.
jurisdiction against
Yeah.
revenge
Peter,
porn.
but
So we just
Canada,
need to
they
push
arrest
for
you.
it. Actually,
They
our
get you, you
government
leak
should be
your
helping
exes
to
nudes,
push
they arrest
policies
you.
that protect people who are victims of revenge porn. That's what I think. Instead of just summoning you to police and victimizing you more, we need to see you summoning both parties.
Because
But
let us
that's
have
because
both
the
parties. Let us have
person,
investigations. You
But how
know.
do you prove
because
it's
the
me?
person who leaks
sympathize
it,
with policy
it's
makers,
It's
huh?
IT.
Cyber
I know, that's what I'm saying.
police,
Somebody else, I can
IT,
give
you
it to
can
somebody
know.
else
But
to
you
do
see,
it.
yes, but they will
There's
find
an
that somebody
IP address.
else.
There's all these things.
Yeah,
But
you
what
that's
I'm
what I'm saying. I
saying
give it
is,
to
what I'm
somebody
saying
else
is
to
the
leak them for
person
me.
leaking,
Investigators
the
should do
people,
their job.
the people who leak these pictures want to see you in the media. They want to see you go to police because they know police is going to call you and not
Yeah.
them. This is what
And
they
I'll
want.
add to
They
that-
want people to be like, how stupid can you be to take pictures of yourself? That is what they want. You're
And then
literally
they'll kill
giving
the
them
idea
what?
of love and
Exactly,
relationships.
because you see,
And
this
something
person-
else about
this
revenge
person
porn.
is going through a lot. Her pictures, all their pictures have
Yeah.
been leaked, or video, or whatever. So when they step out, the border guys who are looking at her, they know everything. You even
They
fear
want to
getting on a
break
border.
you.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
fear going for a job interview because this is what everyone thinks about. You're thinking about
But what did
changing
you
your name.
expect, man?
Actually,
In Spain,
before
in
they
Spain,
even
actually, on
are-
31st, 2 weeks ago in Spain, there's a woman, she killed herself. Why? Her pictures leaked, and at work, people were just coming to
And-
confirm.
Yeah,
and
people
Is this you?
harass people.
Is
It's
this you?
actually a very
Peter,
big
yeah.
Her
It becomes
employers,
cyberbullying,
let me just finish.
Yeah,
Her
it's
employers,
bullying,
her employers put her on a sick leave.
harassment.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Her family were like, oh my God, how can you do those things? She committed
And
suicide.
you won't even
just
get
like
a
that.
job. So many people out there will not even employ you because they feel they need to protect
But
their
so now that
reputation.
we know all that, why are we still taking pictures?
No.
The question is not why are we still taking pictures. The question is why don't we find a different way to share these pictures with our loved ones? Because
And
guys,
why-
look at married couples.
That's
Forget
what
these
I'm
things of you
And-
met a boy 3 months down the road and you're sending him these pictures.
And those are the people we're talking about. But
And
listen,
why are the perpetrators
wait,
of
can-
these
can
crimes?
Peter, can
not
you
being
control
held
this
accountable?
man?
That is the
Control
question.
this individual,
That is the
Peter.
question.
Control this guy.
Why is it that
Listen.
the people
Okay,
who are
Jalu,
leaking,
what
the
I
people
say?
who,
Can you
the people
control
who
this
leaked
guy?
in the
Control
past
it.
2 years, in the
Yeah.
past 2 years, over 5 to 6 Ugandan women, their pictures have been leaked.
And we have
We've
found
never
that
seen-
some of them
we've
have
never
leaked them
seen-
themselves.
Yes, but that's not what I'm talking about.
No,
But
listen. No,
these
can
people-
I interject?
But these
Can I?
people-
Can I?
Let
Hold on,
me finish. Let me finish.
let me finish.
But the people who have been doing this thing of leaking pictures are never found. They're never caught.
Why
so what's
do you
going to
think
happen?
it- why do
What's
you
going to
think it's
happen?
like that?
Another campus kid is going to get pictures. The relationship ends, and the boy is going to be like, "Hey, let me
So
spoil
why-
her
why are
career
people not learning?
because I know
But
nothing
you
is
see,
going
the
to
thing
happen."
is-
Yeah,
And then
maybe
the
people
Jaluas
should
will come
learn.
back and be like, "Why are you taking pictures of
Jalu,
yourself?
what
Boy,
I
she
say-
has a phone, she has
Can
a
I-
body. What do
can
you
I-
want her to do?"
Okay, let's hear from it. Let's hear
Jesus,
from
Okay,
it.
man.
Jalu,
I
let's
sympathize with
tell me.
policymakers. I really sympathize with policymakers. Because how do you know, like, how do we know that this person has actually taken the photos herself and leaked them out?
Jalu, that's
Because
the
we have
police's
had,
job.
you know,
Yeah.
listen.
That's the-
no,
that's
can
not
I?
your job.
I let you speak. I let you speak. How do we know? How do policymakers determine that, you know, these pictures were taken by this person, or these pictures were just taken by this the individual herself and leaked them out? That's why the blame lies solely on the person whose pictures have been
But
leaked.
however, on the flip side, Stefan, in all fairness, so you've decided this person has put their trust in you. Okay, you've got a relationship. They have trusted you with. You say trust is overrated. In all fairness, there are ways. It's just like somebody then saying, I mean, all right, I was upset. I'm the kind of person who beats women, so it's okay because why was she with me? I don't think you can actually justify leaking pictures of somebody else.
revenge.
They're not your pictures. If they're yours, well and good.
Yeah, but
You
they're
will-
I'm
not
not
yours.
justifying leaking pictures. I'm telling you the harsh truth. The harsh truth is that the world doesn't care. We don't care.
No,
The world doesn't
no,
care.
some
that,
parts of the world
that-
care,
No,
and
listen,
in some parts of the
listen.
world, they
At
arrest
the, at,
you.
the, at the end of the
They
day,
will
whether
arrest
this
you
person
for what
is
you're
blocked
doing.
and whatever happens to this person, your pictures will always be out there.
I want to
That's
pose
the-
that. Jalu, let me ask you something, yeah? Do you think that sending nudes to people exchanging nudes is going to stop anytime soon? Yes
will
or
not
no?
stop.
Thank you. So if you know that it will not stop and you know for sure it will not stop, I appreciate that. I actually appreciate that you're putting the truth out there because
will not
young
stop.
people need to know. Even, you know, I don't know if older people exchange nudes. I don't know
me.
how those nudes
me.
would look
They're,
like.
they're the
But,
deadliest.
I know this sending nudes is also an age factor. Let's consider the age factor. It's a certain age bracket where you're still excited, you're in love, and you want to exchange, nudes as a way of expressing your love for each other. You still have a good body, you still have, I mean, why wouldn't you want to show off your body when this guy is telling you have a nice ass every day, But what I'm saying, I love that you've put it out there that the truth is, the world will not forget, internet is harsh.
It is harsh.
Those are facts.
Those are facts,
and that's what I'm saying. Instead of telling people, why are you taking pictures of yourselves? Ask them to do it in a different way. Like your approach
Give them a
should change. That's
sharper
what
way
I'm
of
saying.
taking
Be
the picture.
factual,
Remove your
be truthful,
head.
but have
Sharing
an
nudes
approach.
in this country is
Listen.
illegal.
Listen.
Have
to
an
it.
It is
approach.
illegal. You want me to tell kids to share nudes? It is
Let me
illegal.
tell you.
Let me tell you what. What I'm going to tell
You're
them
telling-
is this: don't take
you're
pictures of
telling
yourself.
them-
Let's have finish,
What-
Stefan.
Okay, let me
Let
tell
her
you,
finish.
Stefan. The truth is, young people out there do not do what we tell them to do, or
They
they
do the opposite.
they do what we do. Like what they see is what they do. And these days, young children have phones at a very young age. A 10-year-old has a smartphone. You'll be so surprised that they are sending pictures you can't imagine, because very many young children have smartphones now, which is a challenge on the parenting today.
Yeah.
So if you want to tell your children what to do, good luck with that. But the best,
And she has a child, so
the
I also have a child.
she has had
What
a
do
child
you mean?
longer
than
than
you.
She has had a child longer than
Do you
you.
know?
She has had a
Okay.
child longer than you, so
the
go
best
on.
thing is for you to advise. We are in an era where you don't tell people what to do. Advise them,
Okay,
but
let me advise.
But
Let
if
me
you
advise.
must
Peter,
advise
Can I rebuttal?
factually.
Can I rebuttal?
No, don't worry,
The unfortunate
it's not
truth is
exactly
this.
a
The unfortunate-
battle
I am
per se,
actually-
yeah.
yeah.
The unfortunate truth is this: we don't have cyber rules in this country that
We
Are
actually-
protecting
we
the
actually
victims.
do,
deal
That's
but-
true.
directly
Yeah.
with
Revenge
lick nudes
porn.
or revenge porn.
We
What we
don't.
have is like sharing of porn. Sharing nudes is like pornography.
We have a
so
cyber police.
so what
It's
I
actually
would
not
tell
pornography.
but
It's
I'll
not
tell
It's
you
pornography.
pornography.
what.
No,
No,
it's
it's not
pornography.
pornography. It's not
I'll tell you what,
pornography.
it
And I'll
actually
tell you why.
is.
It's
and-
pornography.
but, however,
What do you mean?
I'll
It
tell you
is.
what, I have also a question. All right, so the nudes have been leaked. They are. I personally have not seen
Some
a lot of
of
those
them.
nudes that be going around.
Unfortunately.
And fortunately, I said fortunately, not unfortunately. and I'll tell you what. I think the problem is not even with the person who actually leaks them. The problem is the people who consume it.
But can you control the
Yes, you
masses?
can control what you see. Now we are here at Inspire
be
Africa,
realistic.
enjoying a warm cup of coffee as we talk about nude pictures being shared by our dear ladies and also men. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome
Out
back
of
from the
it
break.
as
In case you've just
well.
joined us, we are here at Inspire Africa talking about a very controversial subject, and that is the leaking of nude pictures. Now, if you have been a victim, I feel very sorry for you, but how do we get this and put it all in a can? That is food for thought. Our Twitter handle is NTV MEN UG. Follow us and let's get this discussion going. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get all charged up, you can smile now. Okay, all right.
I mean,
But
he
I'll-
has no nudes. So
I'll tell you what, there's also, you've talked about trust, right?
Yeah.
The way
And
you've
love.
trusted your man
Yeah.
with these pictures. I'll also trust my friend. Everybody's
these
trusting me
pictures?
with these pictures. I tell him, he asked me, what happened to Brenda? We broke up and all that stuff. I say, yeah, but she wasn't all that. I'm like, what do you mean she was? Let me show you. But don't show anybody else. Stefan is like, come on, I'm your boy.
Just the other day.
Yeah.
Just
Hold
the
on,
other day.
Hold on. So share them with him. Before you know it, Stefan says, woo hoo.
It's called snowball sampling.
Yes. Then he talks to Faisal, tells Faisal, okay, but promise me you're not going to show anybody. Faisal's like, come on.
I cannot.
Yeah. Faisal gets them, he's like, ooh. Then before you know it, the idea was not really to shame.
But somehow,
It's to
Yes.
share.
I'll address that. I mentioned the age factor, right? With this issue, there's young men behave differently from mature people, and we have to differentiate age of the
Are you
number and
serious?
maturity. Yeah, let's talk about this. It's a fact. most times men who behave the way you've described are young boys who don't know what they want in life, boys who don't know what a real woman is, boys who are just there wasting
But
time.
that's not the reality.
No, that's the truth.
That is not the reality.
That's the truth,
That's
guys.
the truth.
That's
So
the
if
reality
you're
you
let me tell you,
want Stefan to believe in.
Stefan, let me
if you're
tell
still
you,
in the young bracket,
if there's
be
a
okay.
mature,
No, I don't share,
I'll
but
tell
I'm
you
telling
what
you the
mature
reality.
men do. Us who know who mature men are. There
Tell
is
them.
no.
Wait.
No, wait. Stop being a hype man.
Quiet, keep
Stop
my
being a
little
hype
finish.
man.
Let her
Stop
finish.
being a hype
Please.
man.
Finish.
I don't think there's a match, and Jalua is the same person complaining that those men are spoiling for us. But who is us?
No, I'm
So
just
there
trying to.
are,
Finish.
there are mature men out there who are responsible, who you will trust when they give you their word. You know, men like to keep their word.
Giving your what?
I'm telling you, there are mature men out there, and if you're not among them, it's okay. But
Keep
they are
quiet.
there. They are there. If they tell you, baby, trust me, I got you. The man got you. So there are very many women out there who are married who are sending nudes to their husbands on a daily. We mentioned a musician who was summoned, and she said, yes, my nude it leaked because my phone was stolen, but I was sending it to my husband and he's here to tell you. And the man was there. So there are men out there who are real, who will protect you, who will love you, and it's genuine. So if you're still young, you will be excited. It's like you're seeing things for the first time, so you send to the next person.
send to the- have you
Hey,
seen-
you're
have you
showing
seen-
Okay, can I
You see that
interject?
car?
Yeah.
No,
The hand
stop
looks like it's
hyping.
us.
Listen.
These
Let's be realistic. She
We
talked
are.
about real.
Yeah,
And
let's-
you mentioned something interesting. You said that, for example, this lady was sending nudes to her husband, and then the phone was stolen, and the
Yes.
nudes leaked. Do you think people care that they were sending the phones? Your
Actually-
naked body will always be out there. So the harsh truth is this. I know people, they're good men out there. Come on, people send nudes to each other. But the harsh reality is that when you send them, have one. It's like having sex. It's like having live sex. The probability that someone will get pregnant is what? Is 100%.
It's 90.
It's 100%. When you have live sex,
Are you
the
sure you're
probability.
having sex?
No, listen.
Like,
Listen. I let you speak.
We
I
need-
let you speak. Let us be adults
Okay,
here.
let's
Finish,
I'm honest.
finish.
I want us to be adults
Let us.
here. When you send, and the harsh reality is this: young boys and young girls that are watching this. I know you're sending pictures. I know you're sending each other nudes. But a case in point where if the picture has to leak, know one thing, that your pictures will remain there. And people don't care whether you have a low degree, people don't care if your father is a pastor, people will judge you with that picture. That is the harsh
I
truth.
think if you let it define you, because now we are teaching young people that
It's not
your
about
mistakes from
defining
the past
you.
are defining
No,
you.
no. Let her
If-
finish
no,
because she
let
has
me
a
tell you,
very good
I
point
agree.
now.
You know, it's funny. I'm not even disagreeing with him.
Yeah,
I'm
but she
telling
has a
him
point.
you're right. There are repercussions. There's a lot of risk, but that's what love is, guys. If you're willing to risk it all for your person, and secondly,
You can't let it
Are
define
you serious?
let's not
You
that
can't let
define you,
it
guys.
define
If you
you.
make
Have
a
you seen Kim
mistake,
Kardashian right now?
if your nudes have leaked, that shouldn't define
So-
who you're
Have
going
you
to be in
seen
future.
Kim
Don't
K
tell
right
us
now?
that.
That is cool.
That's
That is
who you
cool.
will
Mary
That is
forever
cool.
be.
That is
No.
cool. That is cool. But you cannot.
Actually, some
You
people
cannot.
have come out
You
strong.
cannot
They've come out
control.
stronger.
Listen, it's fine.
Okay.
It should not define you. But you cannot control how the public will react.
That's not
You
what we are
can't. That's
talking
out of your
about, Jalu.
control.
That's
You
out of
understand?
your control.
That's out of
We
your
already
control, and
said
that's why
You
we
cannot
want
control how the
policies
public will
that
react.
can
But,
protect
but
the
I'll tell you what,
victims.
guys. In all honesty, we cannot also live our lives saying, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want. If they leak, too bad. That's not going to define
And that's
me.
why we want you to change the
It's-
way you take that picture.
Exactly.
Don't
I
put
mean,
your face.
for
Yeah,
example,
say that.
Don't put your face.
But
and
you know,
also,
Lucona
but
is
listen,
watching
no,
this,
not only
Don't
that.
stop
you
your
have,
people in love from doing what?
and
From
you
expressing
have
their
to
love
teach
in that
people
way.
the precautions.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
by the way, you're
Like
taking
have a
nudes.
password on your
yes,
phone,
But if
have-
these nudes,
you know?
for
Don't
God
do
forbid,
things
if these
don't
nudes get
No,
out
you
there,
can, you can
this is
try,
what's going to
you
happen.
know?
Your job interviews,
Let me-
your
let me-
career,
let me-
your
let me-
everything.
let me
Life
give-
is
let
going
them
to
know,
change,
and they make
but
an informed
it's not going to
decision.
be.
Let me give
the
you a
end.
case in
Do
point.
not let it
Let me
define
give you a
you.
case
Do
in
not- Let me
point,
finish.
Peter.
Let me finish. I gave you the entire segment to talk.
It's-
So you can't let small things in your life define you. You know,
But that's
you can't
not
get an
small,
accident,
Faisal.
and what do you mean?
It's
What
not a
I
small
like
issue.
about
Kim
Jaluo's
Kardashian is
point
right now,
is
it's a very small
give
issue.
the people
Some
information
people
of what
being
will
born
happen.
right now
Let
don't
them make
even
an
know.
informed
Because they were
decision.
sharing
This
news.
is a woman
They
who
were
was
sharing news.
successful, a successful mogul. They don't trace back to oh my God, there's a time
Yeah,
hard thing
everyone
leaked
is
and
looking
this
at
was
a
there
different
and this was there.
picture.
You cannot
So
let
how do you know,
certain
the
things
question
in
we
your
should be
life
asking,
define
how do you
you.
trust someone
Yeah.
to send them nudes? How do you know that this person is trustworthy?
That's how trust works. When you pray to God and you tell him to do things for you, how do you trust he's going to do them?
People
there?
are sending nudes
Trust works
to
that
random
way.
guys they met in a club.
And let me tell you something.
Okay,
Sometimes
I'll tell you what.
Maybe.
However, he has maybe it's the way he's articulating it, but he does have a point.
has
So
very many valid
you
points.
meet this guy. I mean, two or three days you've gone out. All of a sudden you're feeling that he's the guy. We talked about in fact, Rose mentioned the Bafere. There are those guys who look like they've got it all together. They borrow cars, they borrow clothes, they borrow everything, and then they come and excite you, and then you trust them with your life. Okay, because
It's like
literally-
trusting someone with your life, yeah.
Yes.
Your
And-
career.
And that's
But
what we
that's
need.
what love
is.
That's
With
the
your career.
that's what
knowledge.
love is.
With
You're
your
sleeping with
family
someone in a
background.
bed who can wake up and kill you in the
Let's put
morning.
out precautions to take so that people make informed decisions,
Hey.
but don't tell them what not to do. Now, one of the precautions is, guys, if you've just known this person for a short time, you can't be sure, you don't know them very well. So why don't you take time to get to know this person? Me, I suggest that if you're going to share some of these intimate photos, be married, because then you have a ring, you
Now,
have
that one I
a
agree.
way to be protected. Or I don't know, like there should be certain ways you know that I'm putting my life on this. Like he can't.
Snapchat
he's-
is the one that times out or something of this
Yeah.
sort.
Yeah,
Delete it.
yeah.
And you
So
have
take
not,
precautions, keep your face
have not
out, because
received
now
the-
we're in
No,
a very. But don't tell people not to express
I'm not telling-
love.
no,
and
no.
also,
So
Peter,
we
Peter,
agree,
let me just
Jaluo.
say
Jaluo, we
something.
agree,
No,
right?
Let me just
I agree. I
supplement
agree.
the argument with something small. First of all, not all the pictures that that leak these days are taken by the women themselves. Sometimes people put the cameras there, and then
Secretly,
you
yeah.
don't know. You're just there. Next thing tomorrow, you see your video online, and you're like,
Do you receive nudes, my guy?
and you're like, listen. I've ever been in this situation. Like
When
I
someone
went to
puts
some
you-
guy's room, did something, came out. Like after 2 weeks, a guy is telling me, "Go give me money. I have your
Yeah.
video doing this." I'm like, "How?" He's like, "You see?" Then I'm like,
And that's
"Shit."
why I'm saying,
And
this
listen, let me
nudes-
finish. So, not all the time it's revenge porn. Actually, and people are trying to change the word.
People use it
because
as
revenge porn
blackmail.
is a saucy
Use it
word.
to
It's a
blackmail
word
others.
it's a word for the papers, to put on the
Yeah,
top
yeah,
story. But first of all, it's not revenge porn, because revenge is an eye for an eye.
But it can
you do
be.
something bad, I
Yeah.
do something bad. And not all the time it's revenge porn. Some people just do it to malice you. And
But
it's
there
not
must be a
porn.
driver.
Listen, and it's also, yeah, but some people just do it to malice. Like, I've met people who just want to malice. Like they'll do something bad, when they see you crying, they smile, they're like, yeah. And it's not porn,
Somebody
because
they
porn,
loved?
yeah, because porn is meant for consumption.
And that's the
These
harsh
are
reality.
my nudes. You
Listen,
get?
the
I
harsh
do not
reality.
give them out with consent, so it's not even pornography. It's literally image sexual harassment.
Yeah, that's different. That is
It's
different.
image
Well,
sexual
but
harassment.
That is
And the
different.
story starts with changing the name of whatever it is. Because the fact that we keep referring to it as revenge porn, people keep thinking, oh, okay, they were in a relationship, they were jealous, the guy decided to
Cyberbullying.
fuck up her life. They were in a relationship, they were jealous, the guy, no. It's
Some
literally
people
image
like to use
sexual
it as
harassment.
blackmail.
Because
Yes,
it's not
but
revenge.
yes,
That's
that's what I'm
not
saying.
revenge and it's
But
not
it's about
pornography either.
blackmail. But I mean, I like
Peter.
some of the
Yeah.
the what do you call it, the solutions that you've
Yeah.
given. But then, how do you mitigate this problem in the first place?
Because I asked Jaluo the same thing. I said, do you think people are going to stop sending these
No,
nudes
they're not.
anytime
No,
soon?
they're
They
not.
won't. So if we accept that the truth is it's not going to stop anytime soon, we're in an era of WhatsApp and easy communication, then we have to think, so what's the best way to mitigate it?
Two things.
One, we should also stop. People think nudity is immoral. Nudity is not immoral. As Africans, if we go
This
back
is
to our
Africa,
culture,
you know that?
we live off being
This is Africa.
nude, basically. It's just that a white person came and said, oh, this is where it stops, this is where you cover, but if it was nudity is not immoral. What is immoral is what people are using the nudity for, especially when it's stuff like revenge porn or maybe pornography out there and stuff. That's what makes it very immoral.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Now, because we've reached that point where we do actually have to start wrapping up the show.
Yeah.
Faisal, I'll start with you. Now, this is an issue, okay, that we cannot run away from. It is a vice. There's no justification from it. How do we mitigate this?
Well, I see three ways.
well, the first way is to hold these people accountable, the people who are leaking these pictures. Because as much as people who are taking the pictures are not going to stop, people who are leaking them are also not going to stop if nothing's happening. I mean, if I keep robbing the bank and they never come for me, why would I stop? Yeah. So we need to put repercussions for these things so that you know, if I leak this picture and someone gets to find out, I'm going to be involved. If I share this picture, because in countries like Australia, even those people who are sharing,
in Kenya,
if my nudes are leaked, even you who's sharing it to the WhatsApp group, you can get arrested. You yourself, yeah? So you have to put repercussions for people who are doing this, yeah? And also we need to take the whole issue seriously. We need to stop regarding it as a jealous lover or something like that. Some of these men are mentally disturbed, yeah? Because you see, revenge, this whole leaking of nudes thing and let's say rape, they have a bit of things in common. Number one, there's no consent in both the things. Number two, you're trying to humiliate someone. Number three, you want to have overall power over this person. Yeah? And people don't think about it, but you're literally thinking like a rapist. You want to take away this person's life completely because they cannot be with you, so no one else will be with them. And thirdly, if you're really going to take nude pictures, please do it sharply, do it brightly. Don't put your face or edit or something. Get a picture from online, send it without a head. He won't know.
Okay.
Yeah?
Stefan, how do we mitigate this?
How do we mitigate this? I talk to policymakers. You know, there's a very big difference between the people in power and the populace, the wananchi. And you know, to a certain extent, it does not really, they don't relate with this. Cyberbullying is real. Cyberbullying is not all about, you know, there's so many things. Your kids are having phones at very young ages, you know, they are being bullied online. So we need to have laws in place that can deal with this. Secondly, I talk about the harsh reality, which I've been trying to push for. The harsh reality is that, yeah, people leak nudes. But the harsh reality is that you need to know that if your picture is to be leaked out there, to remain there. You as an individual are not just an individual, your family background, you know, your career, so many other things. So these are some of the things that you need to think about.
All right. Great stuff. How do we mitigate this from a lady's perspective?
I've given, during the segments, I've given most of the solutions, you know, for the women. But one thing that usually works for me is every time a guy says, and guys love this statement, hi, send me a picture of you. What I do is I get a white paper, I draw a very big capital letter U, and I take a picture of it and I send it because they want a picture of you. And I send it. That can work if you don't send your nudes, but also what I can say is, especially for celebrities, we have so many celebrities who face this particular instance. I'm sure if a normal person, we don't know if their picture is leaked, maybe it wouldn't be a big deal. But when it comes to celebrities, it's a big deal and it traumatizes them a lot. We need more of counseling and brand preparation for celebrities. Most times in Uganda, celebs become celebs by chance. Like you're lucky, you have a hit song, celeb. You do a clip, like it's not like you're prepared for the celebrity status from childhood, like Beyonce.
I'll tell you what, I think it's across the board.
Not really out there. That if out there when they identify your talent and they say, oh, this person is good at this, or they could be this, they start to nurture you from a very young age. So chances of you being mentally prepared and ready to know that anyone can take advantage of your status are better. But now back home, you become a celebrity by chance, by luck. Before you know it, there's someone out there who you could have been with even before you became a celebrity, who finally finds a chance to take advantage of that. So we need to start learning about our brands, understand who you want to be. If what you want to be is really big out there, then maybe you're not willing to risk it all. And then love is beautiful, and love should be expressed in any way that you feel is best for your partner. You're the ones who know your partners. So if you want to send nudes, send them. But be careful, because Jalu has made it clear. It's harsh out there.
And some
Yeah.
and something else you
well,
forgot to
well,
know.
well.
Something else for those that have, for those who have encountered this, don't let it define you.
Yeah.
This is not the end of the world. Don't commit suicide, people. You're going to read a lot of nonsense of people saying all these sorts of things about you, but that is not you. Don't let it define you. There's so many women it has happened to, but they have stepped up
And
they are
men, and
living
men,
better.
and men.
Okay, men
All right.
as well.
Now you've heard it from the team. As we wrap up, mine is a very simple thing. I totally agree with you. Be careful. Have a focus for your life. Where is this going? The things that you do will catch up with you at some way or another. The internet does not forget. So if you're taking nude pictures and sharing them and you're planning to use them, okay, somewhere in your life,
Give
well,
them to Jalu.
Why you doing that?
Me,
I get these nudes from nowhere. They just come.
That's
Yep,
it. You
the
heard
men.
it from the men tonight, including Brenda. She's one of the guys tonight.
Yeah.
Have yourselves a good night. Take care of yourselves. And God bless. And we will see you next week only on your
Jello.
favorite show. And that is
You got served tonight.